Well, 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 hello everyone, and welcome again to a new stream of me, of myself. Oh my gosh, I really like, damn, the this streaming thing is like hard if you just have one screen because everything is so small and I can't see and I can't control everything well. Anyways, as I was saying, welcome again to a new stream of the me reacting to fan fiction because this is my coping mechanism for My Hero Academia ending. And talking about My Hero Academia, the last chapter, yeah, let's call it chapter, is going to be it's going to be out this May, and they already released the trailer, and oh my god, I'm so hyped, guys. Oh god. So putting that aside, let's just get through this whole how is it through this whole reaction reading thing. Let me just get this out of here, get the volume a little here, and I'm hoping I'm hearing myself. Okay, yeah, it's on. It's on, everything's on, everything's it's fine. So let me change that here, and a little again recap of what are we doing. This is our fanfics for my coping mechanism. We are reading the Reader X characters fanfiction type of thing. Our character's name is Athena. His last name is King because, yeah, why not? And we are currently reading the Changing History from Kuetev from Summer Black or Summer Backup. And more recap. We are we got we got reborn on that world. We have a shadow-based quirk. Our shadow has its own conscious. Apparently, we we are Aizawa and Hawk's first fans. No, so that's important. Chisaki also. Well, we also met Chisaki, and he Kill also, and then revive us. And we we've also had the USJ accident, which is fine because Aizawa didn't get so much hurt like in canon. That's good. That's fine. That's great. But we also met Shigaraki when we were like kids, and we told him everything's going to be fine, even though we were lying, and he remembers. So we're kind of screwed. And we talked with Nesu, and we suspect that he might know we are reborn, and we may know what's happening through everything. Okay, that's I think that's enough recap. Again, when we get to the half of the chapters, which will be 69, if I'm correct, when we arrive to 69 chapter, we will go to our third one that is going to be Heartbreaker from in Wattpad. So with no further ado, let's sorry, let's begin with this. Let me get this a little bit more here so I can see you. And there, as always, well, yeah, like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like people made fan arts from this fan fiction, and they're so cute. I'm like tempted to do mine, to do our Athena. Is out of my she's very ridiculous. Never mind, just be Athena. Oh my god, it's it's Athena. Okay. Uh, Als Limeranze, sie kann doch ihre uma criança. Sorry, Portuguese. Okay, let's just start. Chapter 32, Night Conversations. Oh, right. We are friends within NASA from like childhood, like Izuku and I think Kachan. Anyways, chapter 32 Night Conversations. Inasa stays overnight in the end. You organize a slumber party as if you were kids again. Before getting ready for bed, you finally give your attention to the unread messages from your friends asking why did you disappear at random. You say that your parents came to pick you up that because they heard about the attack and they were worried, although you're sure they don't believe you. Sensei looks so mad, Kaminari writes, and then he just flew away using his scarf as if he was Zero or something. Hey, Zero replies, Sensei has a cool scarf, but don't compare it to my quirk. There was also there was also something flying in the distance, Suyu writes, and you can hear the deadpan in her voice. Sensei seemed to be running after it. It was probably a helicopter, you cried. I had no idea. Because of course Hawks didn't just kidnap us or something. Luckily, Hax is known for being fast. Or you don't know how you would fare. It's plainly obvious most of your friends don't believe you, but they don't dare to say anything after the pull after you pull the I'm tired I have to rest card. You know that's not the end of it, but right now you're just happy you can't sleep. Drifting drifting up to Dreamland, cocooned in a safety of Inasa's arms, is pretty tempting. He's big enough to be a very comforting plushie, but you had another thing to do before letting your mind slip into oblivion, and you wouldn't be able to call it a day forgetting about it. Closing your eyes and snuggling into an out cold Inasa's arm, you delve deep into your mind and send out a call to your shadow. Hello? Are you there? She replies almost immediately, snapping, what is it now? You bite back the annoyance at her bratty attitude and suck it up, like the mature thing to do. I want to thank you for helping me. I appreciate it. You wouldn't be lying if you said you weren't expecting for her to soften up a bit at the olive branch you were holding out, but she sounds even more fed up when she replies, yeah, yeah, polite as always. Man, you're so boring. You scrubbed your eyebrows in offense. And you're incredibly childish. You should write back. Fuck this shit. If she wants to fight, she should choose her opponent more wisely. You're going to be the owner. You're going to be your own shadow in the ground if necessary. Well, but that's normal, she complains, stumping her foot in the ground of your mind. I'm just 16, and you are too. Why are you so stuck up? I am not stuck up. You are. You can almost see her, a dark feminine figure waving her angry fist. Ever since I came out for the first time, you've been like this, she continues. I just want to play with the other kids, but did you ever? No, you were too busy looking at them and being awkward. You blink foolishly. Did your shadow want to play with the other kids? What does that, what does that even mean? She's a shadow. Seemingly hearing your thoughts, she hops and crosses her non-existent arms. When I came out, I was super excited. I can finally do lots of funny things with you. I was 4. I just wanted to run around and be stupid. Instead, even as a child, you behaved like an overworked bank employee. Oh man. Oh, now that's personal. Maybe I would have less things to worry about. You shoot back, more than ready to do a full out fist fight in your mind. If I hadn't had to worry all the time about you escaping and leading me to die. You're so dramatic. She petulantly rolls her eyes. I would have never let you die. If you die, I die, silly. Your next angry returns eyes out of the reply. Wait, really? So you didn't actually have to worry? Even if things came to worse, she would come back before letting you meet your doom? Well, that's certainly a relief. You've wondered about it, but had always concluded she could live very well on her own. If she couldn't, why insist on leaving you and enduring you both? That made no sense. Of course, she hopes, as if you were a stupid kid who understood nothing of the world. We're connected. I can't live without you, just like you can't live without me. But then you feel absolutely lost. Then why live in the first place? Every time you do that, you risk not coming back in time and having us both died. Why run the risk? Your shadow clenches angrily her fist. Because I'm bored. What? You're so boring, Athena. I don't understand how you have friends with that bland personality. If you were a spice, you would be flour. A drink, you would be tasteless water. I just wanted to live for a while and have some fun, like going off the swings. You don't know what to say. At a complete loss of words, brain scrambling to process what's going on, you repeat, stupefied. The swings? Yes! She bobs her head up and down. Did we ever go on swings? At least once in your life? I I don't know. I do know. You didn't. And you have the park high, and you have a park right next to your house. Sometimes you got on one because that green-haired kid wanted to, but you barely ever enjoy it. It was so depressing. You made me want to commit you you made me want to commit suicide. Seriously, Tina, being your shadow has been the most boring job ever. Why are you like the Why are you like the one like this? All the other kids on their shadow had lots of fun in the swings. I just wanted to know what it was like for once. You you don't know even what to say. This has got to be the biggest shock of your life through after have been reincarnated. Your shadow. That's for this whole time you thought you to be your enemy. And a no entity who ever approached you, never talked to you, only helped on getting far away from the moment you lowered your defenses enough to let her slip through the cracks. A malicious figure wanted to bite at your throat and leave you to a terrible fate. Your shadow, who had always regarded you with mistrust and suspicious, an evil mastermind plotting was behind your back to leave you forever. Your shadow was just a child, and she was you. She was what you should have been if you hadn't born if you had been born without previous memories. If you had been normal, like everyone was. Maybe, now that you're both 16, the difference were starting to fade. She was still noticeably bratty, but she had matured during teenage years. But when she first came to life, she had been 4. And I know entity for sure. You still don't know exactly how to label her, but what you do now is that whatever she was a child. And I know dangerous, suspicious kid entity. She just wanted to play. If you got on the damn swings, she would have been happy. Instead, she had to come out to life of the body of a reincarnated adult who had far too many troubles to take care of and think about mindlessly playing with other kids. She had been literally she had been a literal child, not even understanding half of the thoughts inside your head, simply knowing that for some reason her owner was the only one who didn't want to have fun. Of course she tried to run away. She probably didn't even understand the risk of what she was doing. Maybe she didn't know it would impact you that bad. And now that you thought about it, the first time she escaped, you found her in the park. It couldn't be a coincidence. She had tried to get what you insisted in not giving her. And maybe that's why she wasn't breaching your privacy. A few times during your conversations, she had seemed to read into your mind, which meant she was capable of it. But then, why not do it always? She didn't look like the type to give importance to someone's privacy. If it weren't morals, well, if it weren't morals that stopped her, you tried to say it just to check her reaction. So that's why you don't read my mind? Yeah, she scoffs. I tried a lot at first, but you always thought about so many things, and most of them I couldn't make sense. So I stopped. It gave me headaches and made me feel dumb. It made much sense. How much would a 4-year-old understand if she was suddenly thrust into an adult mind? Nothing. She had a whole life of experience ahead of her. She couldn't possibly keep up with your mental power, pro, pro, prowess. So she gave up and concentrated on something else. Years of worries, fears, paranoia, years of being afraid of your own shadow, consider her your biggest weak point, and it could have been all solved if you just went to the fucking Sphinx. You let out an incredulous laugh. What are you laughing about? She scowls, glaring daggers at you. Is it so funny to you? No, no. Your lips open a shaky smile. I'm just happy, I guess. I thought you hated me, that you would never stop trying to leave. I never imagined. I don't hate you, she says, brows furrowing. I just dislike you. You laugh again. You can help it. Everything is so ridiculous and yet absolutely amazing. Yeah, I get that. You admit. I get why you would dislike me. I must have been a pretty boring kid. Sorry, I never went to the sink with you. It could have been fun, I guess. Your shadow raises her head so fast to get a whiplash, staring at you with eyes burst out of their sockets. Really? She exclaims. I mean, you're sorry? I am. You nod. I never thought to just ask what you wanted or what you liked. You must have been very disappointed by your childhood. I'm sorry. Uh, oh! She drills off, sounding something between bashful and surprised. I mean, it wasn't exactly disappointing per se, just maybe a bit too mellow. Don't worry, you chuckle. You can say boring. I don't mind. You said it enough already. Yeah, but she bows, shaking her head. I was a bit too mean. I didn't want to offend you. You weren't that boring. Actually, I guess you were gifted considering your age, but I wasn't. She let out a self-deprecating chuckle, running a hand through her night black hair. I don't know why we're so different. I don't think we're supposed to be. I guess I just came out wrong somehow. I wasn't as gifted as you. Oh, no, sweetie. No, you interrupt her. I was the wrong one. Believe me, I wasn't meant to even exist. Maybe you're the normal one. All the other kids were like you. I am weird. I know. I'm sorry. No, you're not weird. She grazed freckling her hands as if worried she'll make you cry. I mean, maybe a little. Well, just let it go. It's fine. We're both fine. We're just different. But that can be a good thing, right? Difference is nice. Yes, you nod. A small smile playing on your lips. Difference is nice. Difference is nice. Still, is there something I can do for you to forgive me? There's no need. I want to. Besides, I owe you a favor from the USJ, don't I? So if there's something you would like to do together, you can tell me. She stays in silence for a few long seconds. Then her voice rings out small and insecure. I still have never gotten to go to the swings in the end. A small flame of fondness warms your chest. She's just a girl. You stole her childhood, whether you realized it or not, and the least thing you can do is give this to her. Got it, you say, standing up in front of a cocoon of blankets. He nuzzles it out a small grunt, but you coo softly and put a miracle plushie in his arms, wondering whether you should be offended that he immediately snatches it up and cuddles it. Are you really so small to him that it plushie can easily substitute you? Wait! Your shadow waved in her eyes, soundingly shocked. Are we going to do it right now? Yeah, you sure. You've waited enough, haven't you? But we can't. That's breaking rules. You don't break rules. Not usually, no, you admit. But children do. Oh, she let us a giggle and nuts. Dude, this is so getting heartwarmed. What the fuck? We're just talking with our shadow. The night air is fresh and crisp, entering through your nose and cooling down your chest. You can't believe you just that you can't believe that just this morning you were on the bus going to USJ. It has only been only one day. Impossible. Maybe this rule breaking trip is just necessary for you as it is for her. In spite of the exhaustion burdening your bones, you don't feel like sleeping yet. I can't believe we're doing this. Your shadow, giddy voice brings a smile to your face. This is like an adventure. You sound so excited and it's adorable. How did you miss this for so long? That's right. You I like adventures. You do? I do. I knew it. She knew. She nods, pursuing her lips in an adorable fashion. You couldn't be that boring. You tilt your head back and laugh in the middle of the street. You would usually chuckle, just in case some neighbor was looking out on the window and saw you cackle like a maniac in the night. But this is the time to be childish, and you decide you don't care. Arriving to the park, you approach the scenes with a sort of excitement you don't remember if you ever felt in your second life. Maybe it's your shadow's feelings buzzing under your skin, but you almost feels like it's the first time for you too. You sit on the swing, hands gripping the ropes on your sides. God, how long has it been? Your first childhood? Who knows? It's a true luck your shadow gave up on running through your mind pretty soon, or you would have tongue wears of memories to explain. Come on, she snorts you. I've seen them do this lots of times. You have to kick forward and start swinging. Right. Biting, a, biting back a smile, you plant your feet on the ground and kick yourself forward. In no time, you were singing up and down, the night wind whipping at your hair. Your shadow is dark and bright behind you, rising and falling to the steady rhythm of your swing. Yes! She laughs. This is so funny. Go faster. You comply, legs shooting up in the air when you swing forward and going to kick on the ground with more strength the moment you swing back. It's quite liberating, you have to admit. Maybe you should take us up as a distressing practice. Your shadow laughter tinkles your ears, urging you to go higher and higher until you can't touch the sky. You comply. After a few minutes, when you're almost falling off twice, you sit idly, legs mostly lax as your feet brush against the ground. You listen to your shadow's giggles and snicker as she cuts down from the high of being a child with you, for the first time in her life. This was fun, she explains. It was, right? It was. You nod. We can do it again whenever you want. She shrugs in pure delight. As you go back home, a slime sheen of sweat on your skin and cheeks fluster bright in your exertation. You and your shadow chat aimlessly in your mind. I'm I'm sorry I tried to run away before, she mumbles. I shouldn't have. I almost killed you the first time. You didn't know, you hum. Imagining yourself patting her head, she steps away from your touch, pouting. You just wanted to have fun. Besides, I'm guilty too. Then we're even? I'd say so. Oh, but first, you rub the back of your neck, giving her a sheepish smile. Wouldn't you like a name? Oh, she blinks round, patch black eyes. A name? A name. You nod. I think everyone should have one. Would you like one? Hmm. She sounds pretty taken aback by the offer, but recovers with her usual enthusiasm. I would, but wait. She gives you a mental deadpan. Knowing you, you would go. Knowing you, you just go for Kage or something equally uncreative. I want a cool name. The coolest. You flush, not willing to admit you were ready to suggest the name Kage. Not your fault, it literally means shadow. It makes sense. It's short and easy to remember, and well, not the most creative idea, maybe, but still, it's uncanny how well she knows you. She's been a spectator to almost your whole life until now, and you wouldn't be surprised she can guess your next actions. Well, you started, ranking your brain in search of ideas. Then, what about Kuro? Oh my gosh, we're so. Oh god. Please hold on. Like imagine having your shadow to talk about things, you know. Uh, okay. Oh my god. Sorry, I was I just got a message. I had to reply it. Okay. Then what about Kuro? You're naming me. You're naming me Black. She that tense. Seriously? You have faintly embarrassed at you like at your lack of originality. All right then. What about? Don't get me wrong. It can be something regarding my the fact that I am a shadow. She she sweat drops, beating back a chuckle. Just not too obvious. All right, not too obvious. You can work with that. Not too obvious. So nothing containing the word shadow, but still something that regards black or night or darkness. What about obsidian? It kind of fits, I think. Huh. She lets out a flustered giggle, looking down. What is obsidian? I don't remember. Oh, it's a rock. You realize how bad the description makes it look like like when you feel your shadow scrunch up her nose in this like not your fault, you suck at explaining. I mean, a very nice rock. Shiny, and it's jet black, so like it's often associated with night and darkness and shadows, I guess. It doesn't sound too obvious. It's certainly not obvious. She huffs. I didn't even know I didn't even know what it was. Still, I guess it's not too bad for now. You let out a breath of relief. Good. Then you can call me Upsy, of course, or Dian, or Didi, or Sisi, whatever, really. Just none of the sand stuff, all right? You were just about to call her Obsidian San, flush, and bow your head in agreement. All right, Upsy, that's nice. She hums. Let's go back inside. Oh, we got Upsy. Her shadow is named Upsy. Oh god. Snuggling once again in the snoring of Inasa's embrace, you're out cold in a moment. Oh god. Yeah, a pretty big announcement. Name Obsidian has been suggested in chapter 5. Okay. Secondly, I'll have to move and start living in a few weeks. Okay, this was like in the past when she was uploading this. Nice. Oh, oh no. Oh no, this could be like, this could go so good or so bad. Like there's no, there's no midterm term. If like the chapters are about the, how do you say, the images in the front. I can't tell where this is going. French. Oh god. Okay, like obsidian fan art. Oh, that's cute. We go to Alicia, and this masterpiece we cannot see. Art titled Tomorrow's Dream. I was a traitor. What was it? What? Oh, Lemon in this. Oh, it's wearing kimonos. And these. Oh, I cannot see. But there it is. And here in her Tumblr. Nice. Okay, let's continue. Chapter 33 Friendships. In the morning, after having sent Inasa off to Shiketsu with a, with a buttercust and a hug, and the promise to message you 30 times a day and to come immediately in case you don't answer within, within an hour, you check your phone to find a message from Monoma asking you to have lunch with him. Barely 2 minutes later, you receive one from Shinso asking the same thing. In canon, Class 1A got a few days off school to recover from the attack. You like thinking that this time it didn't happen because of you, because you made things much better than that they didn't need to lose those days. Still, that means you have to answer them about your lunch plans. They have clearly heard about the USA attack, and although in different ways, both very awkward, express their wish to check up on you, which will be clearly turned into a full of interrogation about how dangerous the attack was, and you will clearly lie saying it wasn't all that bad. You can understand where they're concerned. You were attacked by villains after all, so you decided the easy solution is having lunch with both of them. After writing to the Baku Squad to apologize because of your change of plans, you were supposed to have lunch with them, but this is an emergency. You're, you consent to Monoma and Shinso's request. They'll probably ask you the same question anyways. How are you? How scary it was? Were you hurt? They can ask together. You also have to admit you're a little curious. Monoma and Shinso never interacted in canon until season 5, and you wonder how it will be like now. You can't help but think they have many things to bond over. So it should go well. It goes terribly. That's amazing. First of all, they don't look very happy to see each other. Not like they don't like each other specifically, more like they are simply unhappy to share space with someone. You greet them, explain why you decided to have a lunch all together, introduce them to another when they make no move to do so themselves, exhort them to be polite when they make no move to acknowledge each other's existence, and lastly reassure them that you're fine, you're happy to see them, you're touched by their concern, and they ask you anything they want. They both look they both do like they have some questions, but don't want to be the first to ask them, as if considering it a way of losing to the other. You wonder where the hell is going on. After a few minutes of eating, Monoma finally broke the silence, murmuring bluffly. Typical Class 1A getting attacked by villains. They've been dragging one member who isn't this stuck up. What the? Shinzo shoots at with a cold glance. Why are you blaming the students? It's the villain's fault. Monoma looks very displeased. You can wholly understand Shizu's reaction, but you also know Monoma isn't actually serious. You're about to say that and diffuse their growing tension when Monoma scoffs. What does have to do with you anyways? He sneers. Not like you would know not like you would know anything about the hero course. Ooh. Ooh, you fucker. You refrain yourself from grimace. That wasn't necessarily harsh. Nato, you frown. Don't be rude. You leave a bad impression on Shinzo-san. Shinzo-san, huh? Monoma throws another boy mockery glance. Eyes look at the spark with a with a pretty cruelty he usually directs at only a class 1A. I see he calls you by your surname. I don't know if you caught it, but my name is NATO. She calls me NATO. You hear it? Oh my god. You blink, left appalled. Is he flaunting the fact that you call him by his first name? How petty can he be? NATO. You give him a disappointed scowl, as if you were his mother scolding him in a scuffle with another kid. Stop being so childish. Shinzo-chan is my friend just as much as you are. I simply don't call him by his first name because we never felt the need to. Why not? Shinzo interrupts you, cold eyes staring straight at Monomas. It's fine by me. You can call me Hitoshi. Oh god, your heart skips a beat. All right, Judith said it was fine, and well, it is. It really is, but right now, you needed time and psychological preparation. And why did he have to sound so sexy when he said it? He has no right to tell you to call him by his first name with that voice and that expression. It's also true Shinzo sounds sexy all the time, but still. Well, you stammer, warm gripping on your neck. All right then, Hitoshi. He smirks slightly as one from across the table. Happy to hear that, Athena. Oh god. Monoma visibly scolds, clatters daggers at the at the other boy. You feel like smoke could come out of his ears. When has this when has this become a test room battle? Not like you would complain, it's pretty hot. But also, you should do the mature thing and defuse the situation. Although it's pretty hot. Anyways, Mano plants his hand on the table, leaning over you with a pleasant smile. You don't have to worry, Tina-chan. Ah, it's not Shadow Girl, is it now? You're such a Sandarinator. Next time villains attack, I will be there after all, since we both in hero classes. Oh my god, he's such a. You rolled your eyes. This was such an obvious jab you don't even know how to react. Is it worthy to try and make them behave? Probably not. It seems Shinzo knows how to take care of himself. Really? He drawls, narrowing his indigo eyes. Not for long, maybe. People can both go in and out on the hero course during the sport festival. Oh god. Ah, one of my years. Then we know for sure who won't be getting in, don't we? I say we know for sure who will be getting out. Whoa, boys! You give them the passive aggressive smile. It's really touching to see how much you're worried about me. Here I was thinking I would never be able to reassure you enough, but it seems you're successfully distracted yourselves. In an attempt to bring some order back into the conversation, but you aren't prepared for Shinzo to give up a small smirk and put your hand on your shoulder, saying, "You're right. How do you feel, Athena-chan?" Then, Monoma leans across the table with a competitive frown and puts a hand on your other shoulder. Yes, Athena-chan, how do you feel? Honestly, right now you feel pretty fucking good. Being the object of simping instead of being the, the subject is quite disconcerting. But you could get used to it. Well, I'm fine now. You managed to stutter. That's good. Monoma nods. You're safe now, after all. Then he squeezes your shoulder. Shinzo probably squeezes your other shoulder, and they both give you a warm, comforting gazes. You are in heaven. Well, you lower your eyes, trying to not equal to not squeal at their proximity. Thanks. It's nice to know that you were worried, although it's only become one competition between you by now. Of course I was. Monoma hops, leaning back into his seat. He sounds so sincere this time, and he's not looking at Shinzo but at you. You were attacked by villains. You could have died. You could have died. Stupid Class 1A and their protagonism obsessions. Was it really necessary to go out like that? Also, Shinzo raises his gaze suddenly serious. I may have heard some of your classmates talk about it this morning. Is it true the boss of those guys took an interest in you? Your blood runs cold. He heard some of your classmates talk about it? What a fucking coincidence! He was eavesdropping, wasn't he? Still, not the point. He will never believe you tell him that he heard it wrong. But why is everyone so fixated on this? First Nezu, now Shinzo, and apparently your classmates. You and Shigaraki literally talked twice in your life. First time you exchanged one sentence, and both on the other occasions he was threatening your life. How does that scream interest in a way? What's this? The hero and villain version of If he pulls your hair, it's because he likes you. uh, he tells he tells you, I will disintegrate your face, but what he actually means is, I want to kiss you and marry you the whole and have a lot of kids. Yeah, sure. Wait, what? Munuma face twists in horror, throwing you with a scathing glare. When the hell were you thinking to tell me, Shadow Girl? Never mind, he's gone back to Shadow Girl. You bet your lips in nervousness. All of these people overblowing they think of out of proportion is really stressing you out. It's not it's not important. It's not, Monomus calls. A murderous psychopath powerful enough to infiltrate here took interest in you and it's not important. You shake your head, gripping on the edge of the table so tight your knuckles is whitening. It's not. In and out, in and out. Count to 10. It's not like that. You let out a long breath. He didn't take an interest in me. He just recognized me. We had met before. I didn't know he was a villain at the time, obviously. He was just a kid and I was barely a toddler. You met him when he was a kid? Shinzo asked, flabbergasted. It must have been weird thinking that dangerous villains even were kids in the first place. You nod. And you were a toddler, Monoma repeats. He seems well funded enough to have ascended to the next plane of existence. And you both remember the meeting? Just what even happened of so incredible? You feel with a thermometer hanging from your skirt. Nothing much. We barely talk, but he was living alone in the streets, and I'm guessing his life hadn't been so great. Maybe his talk with me, if we can call it that, was one of the only somewhat comforting interaction he had for a long time. That must be why he remembers it. Monoma and Shinsen stare straight at you for a whole minute flat, clearly dumbfounded. It's once again Monoma to break the stillness, letting out an aggrieved sigh and glaring at you from under his blonde bangs. You stupid girl, he says, going around and having meaningful moments with villains. How did you even? You're being unfair, Nato, you spout, crossing your arms. He was just a kid. How I was supposed to know? Actually, I knew, but that's not the point. Still, Shinzo wets his lips, trying to find the words. You're sure he just recognized you, right? There's nothing else. He was simply surprised because you interacted before and wasn't expecting you to be there. Your previous meeting has not sparked of an interest in him, right? I doubt that. You raise your hands as if to show your powerlessness in the matter. I mean, I don't think it could happen. He's the boss of a league of villains. He had more important things to think about, like conquering the world or killing All Might. They both sound like a very challenging full-time jobs. Yes, Shin summers, not looking comforting in the slightest. And kidnapping a girl would be very easy feats in comparison. You frown. You're starting to get really annoyed with everyone blowing the question out of proportion. Why would Shigaraki kidnap you? He has his hands full with so many other things, and as much as your quirk is pretty good, it's not useful enough to go through all the trouble of taking you from UA. Sure, you did hurt the Nomu, which probably left quite the impression, and it's possible all for one found about it, which makes you even shake your boots. But if nothing else, that's the more reason to kill you, not to kidnap you. You open your mouth to tell them exactly that when Monoma precedes you. It won't. Instead, he says, it won't be easy. Not when she's a student at UA and she knows pro heroes and she has friends. It seems it took quite the effort to try to say that word. He's always been a bit opposed to it since you ended up in Class 1A, and his mouth faintly twins in grimace, but this chin squarely determinedly. Right. Shinzo nods after a second, for the first time, looking genuinely convinced. We won't make it easy, dear. God, it's just so. We won't make it easy at all. Then they turn to stare at you, eyes burning into weird kind of drive. You deadpan. Guys, a villain is not going to jump out of the corner to kidnap me. You know that, right? The stare don't waver. Well, little Athena, just to tell you, don't. You just jinxed it. You probably just jinxed it. Athena-chan, Kaminari feels from one knee in front of you in the corridor, clasping passionately at your hand. He, gaze, he gazes earnestly into your eyes and says, "Are you a magician? Because when I look at you, everything disappears." Silence falls in the scene. Now that's now that's a sentence. As Jiro, Uraraka, and Mina cringe very hard, Izuku and Kurashima blush, and Bakugo scolds with an angry, "Huh?" Ida seems to not understand the meaning of the trashy pickup line. But whatever reaction was sprouted by Kaminura's dorkiness pales in comparison to the complete shock of both of Bakugo and Deku's squad when you, keeping a perfectly straight face, reply without a hitch. I'm no photo- I'm no photographer, Denki-kun, but I can picture us together. Mina's mouth drops to the ground. Kirishima shocks and starts coughing violently as if about to have a seizure. Kaminari lifts out a long, dreamy side and plants a soft kiss on your hand, dipping his gaze to a hooded stare, and he shamelessly continues. "I must be in a museum, because you are truly a work of art." "Babe, did you just come out from the oven?" You reply without skipping a beat. "'Cause you're hot." Uraraka hugs in horror. Fading back a hysteric laugh, Kaminari threateningly stands up and claims, "Something is wrong with my eyes. I can take them off you." "That's because you must be tired," you shoot back. "You've been running in my mind all day." "But I can't find my way out," he replies. "I'm lost in your eyes." What is happening? You and Kaminari keep you back and forth all the way to class. The rest of the Baku and Deku squad follows you at distance, looking morbidly curious and yet horrified by the show. They can completely see Kaminari doing this. But you, on the other hand, the fact that you somehow managed to keep a straight face through the whole process just make it even more grotesquely comic. "I can't believe King knows all these things," Uraraka mumbles sheepishly. "She just doesn't really look like the type. She has a few hidden passions." Izuku sweat drops, thinking about your obsession with pro heroes or your weird tendency to approach strangers, like the purple hair kid from General Studies. "And she spends lots of time on the internet." "I don't think I understand the ritual she and Kaminari are taking part in," he exclaims, moving robotically his arms. "The sentence they exchange seems to have some hidden meaning I am not able to grasp. I want to understand my peers' interaction. Can someone explain?" Huh? "They're just fucking idiots." Bakugo scoffs, saving the others the embarrassment of explaining the pickup lines to Ira. "Fucking idiots who do and say stupid things." Hmm? Mina chirps singing voice, popping out next to him to wolfish grin. "Is someone jealous here?" "Fuck off, raccoon eyes." Bakugo growls. The girl giggles and steps back, admitting defeat. She flanks Kirishima, who's merely flushing, as if he was the one receiving the end of the pickup lines. Pickup lines that were still being exchanged. Walking forward, Kaminari says, "I must be a snowflake because I have fallen for you." And you give a stone-faced expression but slightly grilling your eyebrows reply, "Apart from being sexy, what do you do for a living?" Kaminari leaves uncontrollably as he tries to hold back, but Leslie keeps us and dissolves into peals of laughter. Oh my god! Apart from being sexy, what do you do for a living? Oh god, yes, we won that. Slay. You- You're too good at this, Athena-chan. He complains, whipping a tear from the corner of his eyes. "Next time, I'll win." With the enormous seriousness, you place a hand in his chest and reply, "Why? You already won my heart." Not ready for the courtly declaration, Kaminari flushes bit red. "Hey, we hadn't already finished the game," he whines. "You'll give me a heart attack like this." For a moment, you keep staring at him in silence, as if you had no intention to go back into your words. Then a small smile quirks over the corner of your lips. "Sorry." You bow your head. "I got carried away. But you were the one to challenge me without previous notice, Denki-kun." "Yeah," he smiles widely. "You look a bit melancholy, and, well, what happened yesterday." He trails off, but then right ups again, giving you two finger guns. I wanted to cheer you up. Your heart melts in adoration. That stupid, dorky, flirty boy who saw you looking upset, connected the dots, and decided to challenge you to a pick-up lines competition he knew he would lose just to take your mind off the bad things. You feel a sudden urge to hug him, and you just do that. You've never been the one to ignore your instincts. Kaminari flushes and laughs early as he hugs you back, ignoring the Clara's drilling holes into his dream expression. Athena-chan, he says the moment you step back. I know I already asked you, but will you marry me? You smile fondly. Maybe let's have another date first. What do you say about it? Of course. The silence is broken by Mina's shocked scream of, what do you mean by another? Right, we've had a date with Kaminari. Oh god. Upon entering class and having told Mina that the very bonding and platonic story of young Kaminari's first date, the girl obviously thinking about much less boring and platonic scenarios, you spot Sarah chatting with Ojiro and a memory of your parents teasing a few days prior awakes in your mind. Zero-san! You attract his attention, bowing deeply. Would you like to have dinner at my house? My parents have requested you to meet you. Understandably, Sarah stops talking to gape at you, mouth moving, let out of an uncertain. Uh, uh. Ojiro is switching back and forth between you, disoriented by your exchange. You on your part are still bowing. I mean, Sarah scratched awkwardly his head. That's fine by me. Why do your parents want to meet me? Why your parents want to meet me, though? They saw you help me skip the press on TV. You explain. They have thus deducted that you're my friend and wanted to meet you. It's a tradition, if you will. You shoot him a you shoot him a sheepish smile, and he looks a bit reassured. Nodding slightly, he thinks back at the scene your parents must have seen and can't help but wonder how did it look like. A random guy popping out of nowhere, picking up their daughter bridal style, and launching both of them to the other side gate like Tarzan. Your father is not overprotective, right? His sweat drops. Now, you reply, that is very normal. Mom too. Ah, that's good. Wait. Mina crosses her arms to form an X, stubbornly blotting this conversation. Are you telling me your parents invite to dinner all of your friends? I wanted to be invited too. Yeah, Kaminari frowns childishly. Why was I never invited? Me too. Raraka fidgets her fingers, clearly shy but still stubborn. I don't want to impose, of course, but if you'll have me, I too. Akinita. I would too appreciate participating into this tradition. No, into initiation. Oh god. I too would appreciate participating into this initiation. Ida bows, passionately in front of you. I consider you be my trusted friend. It would be nice, Kara. Somehow Suya has taken part of the conversation, tapping a finger on her chin. But we shouldn't invade Athena's chance home or her parents might get mad. Uh, no, of course. You're nuts. But if we're organizing this, could I join in? Yeah, Yuro raises shyly his hands. If we're not a bother, you part your lips, taken completely by surprise at your classmates' eagerness to join in what is a boring dinner at your house. How will your parents react if you came back with 10 people after you? Will they even be able to cook enough without previous notice? Will you have to whip out a bigger table? Still, these people are your friends. Each of them has shared something with you, an experience, a fight, a conversation. Most of them you call even by their first name. It's not a friendship with them. Then you don't know what it is. Just now, looking at those whole blue, brightest faces, you realize how many friends you have. Mina, Ida, Kaminari, Uraraka, Suyu, Jiro, Ojiro, Zero. Not forgetting your older friends like Izuku, Inasa, Bakugo, and Neijiro, and the other from the other classes like Monoma and Shinso. How many are they? 14? When and how did you find 14 friends? 14 people who genuinely regards as nice, funny, kind, and who generally guard you as such. And although you didn't get so much of a chance to interact them, there's tons of people in UA you got to love to get to know. Truly, your life has changed so much you barely even notice. It'd be an honor to blah, blah, blah. Exactly. It'd be an honor having you all to dinner. You bow, making your friends' faces break out into huge grins. I also want to apologize for giving you the wrong impression. Having dined at my house is not required for me to regard you as a friend. I treasure each of you regardless. It's just during middle school my only friends were Izuku and a boy from another school. Since my parents knew about my difficulty in making friends, they'd made it a point to invite them to dinner. It happened with Ejiro too, when I got to know him, but now you give them the worst smile. I guess things are different, aren't they? Oh god! You come to yourself slipping back into the world of thinking about all your friends and feeling giddily with happiness. Then a tearful shout out of Athena brings you out of your concentration. Next moment, Mina is hugging you and brawling her eyes out. You're so precious! She sniffles. Of course, things are different now. You have tons of friends. Still, I always be the cutest, right? She winks and automatically reply, Of course! Ignoring Kaminari betrayed gasp. You can't say no to a cute anime girl. That would be a crime. The next one to step up is a huge, tear-eyed Uraraka, followed by Tsuyu. Her hair is so soft. And Jiro. You enjoy this heavenly moment of girls' love, thinking that if only Yojiro Hugura and Hagakure were here, it would be perfect. You will be befriending them soon. Cuddling with them all sounds great. Then it's decided. This has hereby become my new top goal. Just slightly over improving canon and slightly lower than somehow diminishing the age difference between me and Aizawa. At least one of those actually attainable. Well, reluctantly disregarding from all your friends, you give another nod to the classmates waiting for your answer. I guess you're all invited to dinner this evening. The whoops and cheers they let out warm your heart. You just hope your parents have enough food. Oh, this is so cute. You're all exaggerating. Shigaraki's not obsessed with me. Meanwhile, Shigaraki, do you think Athena prefers red or blue? I'm furnishing her future room for her when she will live with us and will be happily married. And Kurogiri completely fed up. Just take red. Oh god. Oh man. Oh no. What do you mean, Kaichisaki? What? What is happening? Wait, I'm getting I'm getting messages again. Let me just put some music because I think it's going to take a little longer. Sorry about that. Like, I've never got messages at this hour, and somehow, like, for some reason, they're all trying to find me, and I'm like, I'm a little busy. Just please have consideration. But okay, I think it's I think it's solved. Anyways, chapter 34. Let's see the fan arts. MC with Becca's personality. Peace out, Hanoi. That's cute. And adorable Shiketsu. Oh, like if she went to Shiketsu. That's cute. Here or here. Like the apparently like there is the headcanon that her hair is white or gray. That's cute. Maybe one, two, and three, they don't charge. Oh, but okay. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. I got a hiccup. Uh, Wait. I thought I thought it was I thought it was over. They're still they're still messaging me. Wait. Uh, did they? No, it wasn't. It wasn't for me. Okay, so let me like. Sir, I'm really sorry. Like I did blah 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 blah. I've been. This is this never happened. Stop messaging me. Oh God, let me just get this. Like this is like kind of important. Everything's fine. Let me just ask. Oh God, like I'm really sorry. Uh, Oh my gosh, just answered. Like, oh my gosh, I'm truly sorry, and I cannot continue reading because uh, okay. Just finish asking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Find it. There we go. Okay. I think it's yeah. It should be settled. Okay. Chapter 34. Dinner at my place. Mother's eyes pop out of their sockets when she opens the door and finds herself swarmed by a dozen of sheepish teenagers. Father's head peeks from the vine behind her shoulder, his mouth wide open. Oh, oh no. Uh, it's not done. And let me just get this one. And Okay, it's probably okay. No, it's not done. Oh my god. Is it? Is it over? Is everything cleared? Okay, I will leave this like it's clear. I don't care anymore. Chapter 34. Dining at my place. Mother's eyes pop out of their sockets when she opens the door and finds herself surrounded by a dozen of sheepish teenagers. Father's head peeks out from behind her shoulder, his mouth dropping open. After a few seconds of thick silence, their eyes get misty with tear eyes and they exchange a meaningful glance. Look, Mother whispers. Do you see it? Father nods, brushing tears of commotion. I didn't think this day would come. Finally, Mother sniffles. Finally, she has girlfriends. You depend so hard, Aizawa has got nothing on you. It's just not. It's not even just one. Father goes on. Look, there are four. Four girls. She has truly grown so much. Mother brings a hand to her. Your friends throw you uncertain, uncertain glances, and you shrug it as if telling them to just deal with it. You have no intention to explain the weirdness of this interaction. Your parents will surely do soon enough. Mom, Dad, you nod. I'm home. I brought some friends over. In the end, around half of the class followed you to your house. Kirishima and Uzuku came too, although they had already been there. It's basically a second home for Izuku, and you obviously didn't reject them. Bakugo, surprising nobody, refused. It was the first time you took the courage to ask him, but you were expecting that outcome. As if for all your friends is such a nice word floating smoothly in your tongue, cheerful inside and take off their shoes, taking your parents and their kindness, said parents crowd around Jiro, Suyu, Mina, and Uraraka, looking as if they were found the holy trial. These poor girls are clearly confused, but decided to introduce themselves anyways. I'm Uraraka Ochako. The adorable girl bows her head. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're very kind. No, you're very kind for welcoming us in such a short notice. You are not, fluttering her earlobes. Thank you. I'm Jiro Kyoka, by the way. She makes a show quick bow that makes your phone inside. I'm Ashiro Mina. The pink-haired girl grins widely. Thank you very much for your hospitality. Your daughter is a great girl. You raised her well, Kara. Suyu nods, much calmer. And Nasui Suyu. I apologize for the unexpected. There's no need. Mother cautious, looking like she wants to smooch all their cheeks all together. We're overjoyed to have you here. She seems to remember that the other host and then gives you a smile to the six boys standing awkwardly around the door. You too, of course. Eijiro and Izuku, it's so nice to see you again. The two cinnamon rolls rub the back of their heads, looking a bit sheepish under Kaminari's dead glare at the unfair advantage, as he called it, they had. You fought instead? Mother furrows her eyebrows, trying to remember Ida, Zero, Kaminari, and Nojiro's names. You've talked a bit about them, but recognizing them without having seen them before is complicated. Ah, you are Sarakan. I saw you on TV. Zero knows facially. Yeah, escaping the press and all that. Funny how life is sometimes, right? He sneaked a quick glance to father, as if checking that he isn't about to jump him with a knife. You snort. It seems he didn't believe your assurances about your parents not being overprotective. He'll understand soon that this is, fortunately, not an American high school drama. Then you must be. Please let me introduce myself. Ida steps boldly forward towards behind the patch that reminds you of Inasa. I'm Ida Tenya. It's an honor to be welcome in this house, and I assure you I'll be at my best behavior at all times. In the silence that follows, you hear your father whisper, Yeah, he's the rich kid. Mother swats him on the head. She turns her toward Kaminari, who flashes her with a grin and peace sign, and Ojiro, who shyly bows his head. You can guess her confusion. You know, she know of three recent blonde friends you made, Kaminari, Ojiro, and Monoma, and has no idea who is who. The quirks are names and such is thrilling in her mind like crazy. My name is Kaminari Denki. Kaminari thankfully introduces himself, saving everyone the hassle. Thank you for having us dinner. And I'm Ojiro Mashiro. The quiet voice smiles. I'm very glad you could host us. I'll bring some pastries next time. No need. Father chuckles, waving his hand. Come on, let's get to making dinner, or we'll never eat at this pace. At this pace. We weren't expecting you to be this many. Still, we're very happy to have you over. He looks particularly at your girlfriends as he says it, which would be absolutely creepy if he didn't look like one step away from dissolving into happy tears. Sorry for the wait. Mother knows. Sweetie, why don't you take them to your room while we make dinner? I was planning to, childishly mumble. I know it's most I know it's the most socially common custom when you invite someone to your house. Mother pats fondly your head and waves you by as you lead your friends to your room. Predictably, everyone's staring, looking around the moment they get in. Some do it like detectives, others with absent-minded curiosity, and yet others with excitement and fun. Except for Izuku and Eijiro. Nobody has been into your house before, and they probably want to see if your room matches your personality. They spend a few minutes gawking at your action figures before several bursts out laughing, pointing at one photo's attack of you at your bedpost. Is that Bakugo? He cockles. You let out a smile as you nod. You have one photo of Bakugo when you were children, before he got his quirk and everything went wrong. It's you, Izuku, Bakugo, Tsubasa, and Inaba all together in the park. Bakugo grinning cockily, Izuku smiling shyly, and you with your own soft, polite smile on your lips. There are more photos next to it, of course. You and Izuku mostly as you grow up together, but also you and Inasa and one of Kirishima from when you had dinner at your house and your parents insisted on snapping a photo since you were dressed so nicely. The picture of you and Isa was on the top of your shelf instead. You keep it on the wall on the wall for some quiet time, but once you enter UA, you realize the man could end up in your room for a variety of reasons in the future, and you didn't want to make him uncomfortable by having his face framed on the wall. That's a private memory anyway. Not everyone deserves to see the glory of a 20 a 22-year-old Aizawa with a man bum. There are instead few pictures of you with other heroes, which soon pique your friends' interest. Mina eyes with the first fold of the autograph shines up at your shelves, the precious piece of paper arranged in order of importance from bottom to the top. Is that the autograph collection you mentioned once? He asked, looking deeply impressed. You felt the urge pride swell in your chest. You better be impressed. Your collection is pretty freaking nice. Yeah, you naturally reply. There are a lot, Jiro comments. I know. You smile, barely refraining yourself from gloating. Yusuku, the only one who knows how proud you are of it, sweat drops as he watches Bent roll you on with waves. Can we read them? Kaminari asks, jumping up and down like a little kid. Be very careful. You feel like a mother bear about to let her cubs in the care of strangers. They are my babies. If anything happens to them, I'm cutting all contact. I'm cutting all contact with the culprit. Kaminari rolls under the intense glare, nodding frenetically. After terrorizing him enough, you step briskly aside, letting your curious friends crowd more or less openly enthusiastic around the shelves. Whoa, this is from Headcom, right? Zero says, very sure enough. That's not bad. Oh my god, Mirko! Mina squeals, holding the heroine's autograph like a sacred relic. I can't believe you got Mirko. That's amazing. You haven't seen anything yet. Sucker matters. I know, right? She's great. Oh, and this is ectoplasms. Uraka smiles exceedingly as he reaches for the autograph. Do you have all our teachers? Almost, you admit. A few are still missing. I have Nezu, though. Nezu? Kirishima caps. When? How did you even? Talking about Shioraki led to a bonding moment. You reply with a faint layer of sarcasm. He told me I'm his favorite student and that he'll pass me out of and that he'll have me pass out of favoritism regardless of my actual skills. Everyone stopped to stare at you, blinkingly urgently as you gave up the deadpan. I was joking. Oh, Kira laughs. Right. You resist the urge to a roll if only your eyes, soon distracted by Ida's surprised shout of, Is this my brother's autograph? Yeah, you reply. Ingenious autograph is on the second top shelf together with Mirko's, All Might, and a few others particularly nice heroes. He's a smoking hot. He's a smoking hot after all, and a great person. His brotherly relationship with Ida is adorable. Ida just bows in further by holding the autograph in his hands and stroking a finger over with an air of awe, probably recognizing his brother's writing style. Ooh, Izuku eyes purple as he picks one of your most recent autographs. This is from Mount Lady. When did you meet her? Meet her? Maybe a month ago, you reply. Before UA started. She's pretty funny and badass. Kamui was with her, so I got two birds with one stone. Isuke chuckles as shakes his head with a tinge of a disbelief that will completely leave him when it comes to your uncanny ability to run into heroes in every moment. This is Midnight Suns, Ojiro mumbles, shuffling through another pile of autographs. Mix senseis, cementos. Wow, you really got a lot of them from school. Minasun attracts everyone's attention with a chuckle laugh. Go on with your life and don't die, I guess, kid. Who wrote this autograph? It sounds like. She halts, voice trailing off a sheet as sweat glistens on her brow. Erase her head? She scratches. Wait, do you mean Aizawa sensei? Kaminari explains. You have a Aizawa sensei's autograph? When did you get it? I was 8, you replied unbothered. I ran into him. So you furrowed her brows. So you were a fan of sensei as a kid too, Kero? Your hands go to cover your face as you release a dreamily sigh. Izuku sweat drops, answering to you instead. You could say so. So I saw a sensation in your top shelf. Junior keenly noticed. Are they in some kind of order? Mina's eyes purposely grim at the intuition. If that's so, on the top shelf she'd hold the heroes Athena likes the most. Who's the one sharing it with Sensei? She promptly takes the other piece of paper, unfolding it with a great care. Her expression smoothed out with a smile as she gushes over the cute dedication, before all colors drain from her face the moment she claims the hero's name. Her mouth trembles as she tries to form words. What is it? Zoro asks. Is that All Might's? No. Mina stutters. Her eyes sparkle with unbearable envy as she fixes them upon you. In a second, she's standing in front of you, hands grabbing your shoulder and gaze barring with unnerving intensity of yours. Athena! She bows suddenly. Please teach me your ways. What? Chiro sweat drops. Everyone seems very confused. You can guess that's all about, considering whose autograph she just read. But you offer them an awkward smile and small, alright? Seriously, she repeats. I have to know. How did you get it? What's happening here? Uraraka asks. Who is the autograph from? I think Izuku scratches the back of his head with a sheepish smile. It's probably Hawk's one. Hawks? It's not just from Hawks, Mina says, looking almost feverish. Her hands are still digging onto your shoulders, and you're starting to get worried about your safety in the near future. It's a personal dedication from Hawks, apparently from before he became famous, where he calls her. She lowers her voice to an owy whisper. His first fan. What? Chaos ensues. Kaminari's mouth drops open, Eden moves his arms in on the prawn, Uraraka almost faints, Jiro squeaks, Zero gets a heart attack, and Ojiro gaps. Even Soyu looks pretty shocked. Luckily, Izuku and Kirishima already knew about it. Izuku knew since the moment you got it and had no idea who this Hawks was, while Kirishima had his own private freakout when he read it the first time, and helped you get the others to settle down. Seeing this now, you realize more clearly than ever it was definitely for the best Aizawa cover you for you for you after the USJ. If this is the reaction of just the autograph, you can't imagine how things would have gone if they had seen you get whisked away by Hawks himself. I just asked for autographs to a lot of people, you lamely explain, and it just so happens often that they become very famous popular later. Uh-huh. Please, Mina fervently please, teach me your ways. You rub the back of your neck, ranking your brain with some advice to keep her. You yourself don't know why you run into canon characters so often. You just do. But that's not something you can tell Mina. You doubt she has your same power. Um, as for autographs to everyone you meet, you try. Everyone who looks cool and may become popular in the future. Or in alternative, you can just go out with me sometimes and maybe we'll bump into someone. I will. She immediately accepts. When are you free? Let's hang out. Me too! Uraraka exclaims excitedly. Okay. Excitedly exclaims. I want to meet a lot. What is happening? I want to meet a lot of cool heroes. Oh, me too! Kaminari joins. As more people declare their wish to join you and explore your VIP managed talent, you, Izuku, and Kirishima observe the ongoing chaos with a faint sense of dread, as if you can't yet understand what terror you unleash into the world. I feel faintly objectified. You whom? Izuku snorts. After a few minutes, your friends have seen most of your autographs and the excitement had died down. They lunch around, learn a few sighs or giggles. Only Ojiro, who kept himself from the sidelines of the discussion, keeps running through the shelves, leaves a drawn purse in concentration. This is really impressive. There are a few names I've never heard of it, like, who is Chisaki Kai? Mm, you choke on your spit. Nobody? You wave frantically your hands, snatching the autograph and put it back in your place. You knew you shouldn't have kept it, but you're just sentimental, and it serves as of a sort of souvenir. You almost died to get the autograph. It doesn't deserve to get burned. You almost? Sweetie, let's correct that almost. Ah, Mina sighs deeply, sparkling like a starfish on your bed. I was really surprised. You didn't strike me like the kind of person to go over to a stranger and ask for an autograph. Yeah, Jiro notes. I mean, you're very calm, King-san. An understatement, Zero snorts. King-san is so polite she could pass as a royal. What is happening? King's manners are top-notch. Ida energetically nods, waving his arms. I'm continuously pushed forward by her inspiration. Just spluttered and failed, mouth failing when it comes to reply. They're complimenting you. How can you even function enough to process it? Your brain will melt. Still, Mina brings everyone's attention back to the topic and, guys, I don't think you understand. If Athena sold all these autographs, she would be rich. You gaps in the rush. I would never. It's true, Caro. Suya snaps her finger at her chin. They would cost a fortune. Mina keeps nodding. Seriously, Athena? You're crazy popular. Your eyes were round with embarrassment. I wouldn't call it popular. I'm just lucky. I've met nice people. Yeah, but you also leave a good impression in them, Mina argues. Basically, all of them. Yeah, I left a wonderful impression in Chisaki Kai. He loved me to death, you could say. that's that's stupid. Seriously, guys, Mina seriously sighs suddenly. We'll have to fear we'll have to fear older heroes stealing Athena away now. Kamina recaps loudly. Never! Promptly wrapping his arms around you from behind, he presses you flush against his chest, glaring stubbornly at the others like a mother hen not wanting to share. You let out a small huff of surprise, trying to rearrange your position as not to get suffocated. They can't steal my Athena-chan away, he complains. Just wait a few years, Athena-chan. I'll be more famous than any of them. Then you'll ask my autograph, won't you? You blink. Why not, Denki? If you want it, I can get your autograph right now. His eyes sparkle and looks clearly tempted, but he refuses with a great show of self-restraint. No, he declares. I wanted to give you only when I'm the one of the best heroes in the country, so you will be able to blast about it, to boast about it. Athena-san doesn't really look like the kind of person to boast much. Ojiro muses, but Kaminara's enthusiasm interrupts him immediately. And you'll put my autograph on the top of your shelf, right? Jihim, I can make a new shelf just for you guys if you want. Oh, that's so sweet, King John. Uraraka smiles brightly. I would love that. I mean, I become a most, blah, 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 if I become a famous hero. You will for sure. You pat her. The brunette girl blushingly responds. Me too. Mira nods determinedly. I want my autograph to be the best you've ever gotten, like hanging over your bed. That's not fair, Cyril replies fully jabs. Why should yours be the top one? Because I'm the cutest, obviously. Mina sticks out her tongue at him. The two promptly fall into a friendly debate, attracting the attention of the other classmates. Kaminari says his autograph should be the most important he is going to marry you. Jiro argues that never gonna happen. Ida suggests that since you already have his brother's autograph, it's natural for his to be the most important. So you can get the family set. Kirishima explains that the mainly reasoning for which his autograph will be the most meaningful one. Suyu, always the mediator, points out that you could just hold them in an equal importance, and Izuku mumbles shyly that technically you two have known each other for the longest. You turn towards Oyuri standing in the sidelines like the pacifist he is, and give him a close-eyed smile. Our classmates are very lively, are they not? You could say that. His sweat drops, rubbing his neck, tail swagging in nervousness. He adds, "Still, thank you, Kinsan, for inviting us here in such short notice. Oh my gosh. I didn't want to intrude, but I'm happy I got to meet your parents and, well, see your autographs and all of this." He gestured to your becoming friends. Sure, you chuckle. I'm happy you came too. It's nice to getting to know blah, blah. It's nice getting to know each other better, isn't it? He smiles softly. It sure is. Father chooses the exact moment to burst through the door and announce dinner is ready. Never did a debate die so fast. Oh, Kaminari, my autograph will be the best, right? Aizawa hugs, suddenly raising their head. I feel mad, and I don't know why. Oh, this is so perfectly precious. Oh, yummy. But I think this is going to be for all this one. Like 30, 35. Man, I didn't actually got so much. I just got 3 chapters. But it's also 1 hour. Okay. So, yeah. With all this said and done, guys, thank you again so much for. Let me get this here. There we go. Thank you so much again for joining me with this and accompanying me with my coping mechanism. And with no further ado, I'll be leaving this stream with this. Again, as always, thank you so much for the support. If you want to continue reading at your own pace and support the original creators, the link will be at the description below. And with this all said and done, I will be seeing you the next time I'll do a stream. So for you to know that, just subscribe and get the notification bell on to be with me with this reading fanfiction on live stream. Okay, with no further more ado, oh my gosh, my throat. Thank you so much again, and we will see you on the next time. Bye.